You know what I realized last episode? Are we recording? You know what I realized last episode? Is that when Gilles de Rais would do his like performance before killing all the children, right? Like his macabre play that he would put on, you know, where you dance around and hang them up. It's not good, right?
Oh, no.
But I just realized upon finishing the Jared Fogle documentary.
You've been a real Fogelhead lately. This guy's a Fogelhead.
Honestly,
wow.
You really savored it. I mean, I devoured that thing in a night just to get it over with.
Every 5 minutes, me and Nat would just sit in silence, go.
I can almost hear Henry. I can hear Henry screaming at the TV. How is that a crime? How is that a crime? How is that a crime?
No, I understand. You want to savor every pound.
Every pound. But
I liked Fat Jared.
Yeah, we all did.
I know.
Because that was before the crimes.
Right.
But I realized him showing the pants. That was his Gilles de Rais fucking show. That was his show that got all the kids just being like, whoa, look at them pants. And you think about that, it was just big-ass pants.
Big-ass pants.
I'm watching this whole time. This is it. This is the whole spell. Gilles de Rais had a private army. Flagons of land.
Sure.
Just, you know,
Flagons.
8 castles.
How many miles are Flagons, by the way?
It is.
A flagon is a cup.
Okay,
a flagon
great.
is how long it takes a fat man to walk across a valley. I don't know the math, all right? I'm not in medieval math worlds, right? But that's the idea. You're getting all the kids all frothed up because they're looking how big them pants are. And
Yeah.
they're like, man, that man used to fit in them pants.
I can play in them pants.
Yeah,
And then you end up playing in them.
Jared from Subway certainly got the kids all frothed up. Great assessment there. Welcome to the last podcast on the left, everyone. Ben hanging out with Henry and Marcus. Today we're on to part 3 and the final gosh darn part of Gilles de Rais.
Excellent. Take a look at these big old pants.
Wow, look at those pants.
So when we last left Gilles de Rais, his career as a mass child murderer was in full swing. And these murders had gone on completely... Yeah, full swing, bro. Yeah.
It was only the 1400s, okay?
And these murders,
Too soon.
And these murders had gone on completely unfettered due to the enormous wealth and power he'd both inherited from Jean de Crayon and what he'd earned during his time at Joan of Arc's side during the 100 Years' War.
Which is really why I have been siding with Gwyneth Paltrow's nemesis. That
You
she's
are
been
siding
fighting.
with, what is it, Sanderson?
Sanderson, the one...
Mr. Sanderson.
Terry Sanderson.
He's a horrible person.
But he said he needed to take down all of these celebrities on these ski slopes because if we don't check these celebrities, they go to their islands and start molesting children. And that's when I knew the truth got too much. And Gwyneth Paltrow had to shut it all the way down with her fixers, her snow-based fixers.
And just
Give
so everyone...
Gwyneth her dollar.
And just so everyone knows, that man, Henry is not joking. That man did go on to the stand and say that he had to put a stop to all of this pedophile island business.
Which is why he attacked her with his skis.
Well, and of course, that is not where Pedophile Island is. Pedophiles like warm weather.
They really do.
They do. They're a lazy bunch.
It's a Gabbana shirt crowd.
Yes, it is.
Now, the castles in which Gilles committed these crimes looked appropriately evil from the outside. Dracula-like fortresses made of gray stone, constantly surrounded by lightning flashes and thunderbolts. Wolves howling in the night.
Ah, the children of the night. What beautiful music we made. Ah, I am coming. I am coming.
Oink, oink. Oink, oink.
What? Why is there a pig there?
Oink, oink. Oh, yeah, you're doing all this by the pigs. Oink, oink.
It's just the man dressed as a pig.
Yeah.
But inside, Gilles de Rais had created a sort of Neverland by way of Citizen Kane. Now, if you've ever seen the footage from inside Michael Jackson's Neverland, remember they took the cameras in there. It was shown in the Leaving Neverland documentary.
It was a very Martin Bashir, who was a very controversial figure. Let's be honest about that.
We can be. But if you've seen that, you know that his house was filled to the brim with these terrifying childish artifacts. He had all these gumball machines, all those animatronic clowns.
Yeah, you know, it's a temple to molestation.
It is.
Okay, well, hold on. Now, gumball machines are not indicative of molestation.
Well,
Don't malign a gumball machine. You tell me. No.
One gumball machine in a rumpus room is fun.
That's fun.
20 is a systematic grooming mechanism.
What if the person loves
You'd be
gumballs?
like, oh, don't worry. You want some gummy? Oh, you have a gummy bear. Have a little gummy bear. Ask subscribe. Oh, you got distracted.
Gumballs are still representative of innocent childhood memories.
Sure.
And let's not ruin that, shall we?
But the weird thing about the house, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but the fixtures and the wallpaper inside Michael Jackson's house, it was very suburban. It was like old lady gross.
Well, it kind of makes you feel like, to be honest, like you're at a Nana's house.
Yes, exactly. And Gilles de Rais's castles were much the same way, except he had decidedly more adult taste because he was, after all, he was trying to impress fellow nobles. He was not trying to seduce children.
Yeah, he didn't do any of the pants stuff for the kids.
Seduction.
But each room was hung with gold cloths that cost 80 coins each.
Whoa,
80 gold coins. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Whoa, we got to give a dragon 80 gold coins.
This is like The Witcher
They got to
3,
go rescue a princess, and then next thing you know, you got curtains, I guess.
You don't give any gold coins to any of to.
I knew you.
I'm
As soon as you brought up the fucking Witcher, bro, he knows that's his
I'm
world.
so sorry. No, I'm playing Persona 5 Royal. It's all in yen.
No, the villagers give me they give me gold
He has
coins.
a finite amount of breath.
Well, these rooms were all filled with fine furniture, paintings, statues, books, and precious manuscripts. And Gilles kept a near constant employment of jugglers, singers, and actors to keep him entertained.
Well, this is the issue, right? This is where we get to the Harvey Weinstein part of our story. Last week, obviously, we're segueing. We're going from a Fogel to a Weinstein.
Okay,
this is where
Fogel
we
to Weinstein.
see how, but this is to me the seeds that he's dropping that shows that he's guilty. This shows that what he is creating.
Why? Because he has jugglers around?
Yeah, it's just the 15th century equivalent of having a TV in every room.
You're going to see that it doesn't stop there. Right?
I do like the idea of throwing a shoe at a juggler so it changes channel.
Yes, that would be fun.
Chainsaws
Yes.
to the chainsaw channel.
But it's the idea of surrounding yourself with an entertainment mechanism that makes you look far more fun and engaging and interesting than you should be. And
I
the fact
don't
that
know.
you are offering, but you'll see as it escalates.
I'm going to need some evidence like the Gwyneth Paltrow trial.
I'll bring up an animation.
Because I think
it
you're
costs
right.
$50,000 to make one of those.
I feel like Peacock is an actor. Hulu, that's a juggler. Netflix, that's going to be your, what was the other thing? Singer.
All of these are poor replacements for the juggler and the singer.
No, I know, but I'm just saying you have 3 different channels to work with.
Well, Gilles also kept an open house to nobles and commoners alike at whichever of his 24 residences where he happened to be residing, where anyone could partake of good food or wine. This was seemingly a Christian principle that he learned from his time with Joan of Arc, but it also helped with local morale. It was a bribe, basically.
Sure. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But as we said again and again during episode 2, one of the few things that Joan of Arc and Gilles de Rais actually shared was a love of the theatrical. Although Gilles' theatrical impulses weren't confined to the battlefield like they were with Joan, or to his later career in the theater.
Yes, now is when the show begins.
Yeah.
Almost. Before we get to the show, we have to get to the pedophile church.
Yay!
Oh, no, I don't want that.
Now, this is, to me, the ultimate example of why he is guilty.
Well, to perhaps give himself a bit more of a Joan of Arc sheen, Gilles de Rais founded his own extraordinarily swanky church. It was, however, also a cover, another funnel for innocent victims. So Gilles cheekily named it the Chapel of the Holy Innocents.
I don't like it.
To places in time, remember that they fought all the wars. Technically, Gilles de Rais should be a hero amongst his countrymen. Joan of Arc, though, we know, is currently being buried. They don't, she was executed
They don't like her.
at the trail. They wanted to keep a fucking tight lid on this Joan of Arc story because they're trying to basically separate themselves from this mythos. It's the idea that we owe things to this heavenly woman that may or may not be an agent of God, blah, blah, blah. But Gilles de Rais at the time probably should have been viewed as somebody who fucking you want to be around. But we now know that he has been utterly kind of kicked out all these spaces. They kind of give him a perfunctory little position on some board somewhere, but mostly he's just kind of like being kept away from these important stories. But the thing is he starts this Church of the Innocents. Everybody knows that he's this weird dude who's spending, he's already starting to hemorrhage money.
Right.
It's not his. It's it's his family's money, which is kind of a complicated thing at the time period.
It's complicated.
Yeah, because it's all it's
his, but it's not his.
It's like your chunk of a country And so you spending money like on stupid shit is emptying the coffers of a gigantic system, metropolitan system. And so he's already doing it. When he starts his church,
I would say the system is more agrarian.
Agrarian.
And that means when you tie your shoes professionally?
That's equestrian.
Ah, very good.